Believe, become, be great.
Welcome back to Peeling Back the Greatness. I'm your host, Derek DeLeon. If you don't know, you are now tuning in to one of the most prolific podcasts that you probably will tune into, because not only do we come from the industry, we do a whole lot out there in the field, entertainment, music, you name it, we're out there. But we really dialed it back. We really peeled it back in order for people to really figure out and understand, like, wow, this really does go on behind the industry, right? I have a lot of different guests that come from different backgrounds, different aspects of, most of them do come from the music industry. Some of them come from the entertainment side. I have some leaders, mentors. I mean, just anybody and everything, right? So I want to welcome back my guest for today. He has been on, I believe it was the third or fourth edition, but always a great conversation. So I'm definitely looking forward to this one. Rian or DUECE, what's up, my brother?
Oh, all is well. Good to be back in the studio.
Yes, sir.
I like this spot. We have a good conversation here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
so,
Yep.
glad to be here. Thank you again.
Yeah, appreciate you being here. Man, one of the things that I know we can definitely, that we witness is a lot of bullshit, a lot of crazy shit that goes on in the industry. I know you've been in there in the industry. How long you been in the industry for?
I don't know. It's a couple years now. I mean, of course, I've always been a creative. But, a couple years now.
Okay.
Years now, man.
Yeah, one of the most prolific rappers, I will say.
Thank you, brother.
The best MCs out there. Definitely here in Denver, too. But yeah, man.
Oh, they'll argue you down about that. How you co-signing somebody that ain't from here? They're not cool with that. That's just what it is, man. I mean, the reality is I can rap my ass off. So it's just what it is.
Yep. No, I know it. I've been a witness. I've seen it all, man. That is definitely dope, man. Shout out to the home team, too. I know you got the home team collective.
To the home team. You know what it is. Home team forever. Beast Bodega every Thursday. Everything that's attached to that. Come be dope. Everybody that's a part of these things that we circulate. You know what I mean? Shout out to the family. Home team forever.
And you got the stickers, man. Who is home team? Who is home team? People will find out real quick. But yeah, man. So I want to go ahead and get into it. So the industry, like I said, I know people out there. They always want to know behind the scenes and what really goes on. And we've talked about this in our collective too. Is like, man, we need to have a permanent videographer go around with us and just record everything. Especially if you come, want to do a documentary. I suggested doing the dark side of Denver documentary. I think that shit would be dope. But yeah, man, like I said, there's a lot of crazy shit that goes on. To be honest with you, I've been in the field for technically, I'll say professionally, I've been doing it for a year. The field as a whole, I've been doing it for about a year and a half, right? So I started January 2024, but professionally, about a year. I gotta say, during my time out here, I've seen a lot of shit. Now, there is a whole lot of shit that, we're going to continuously see, especially because the more we start building, the juggernaut that is what we are, right? And then you have all these other powerful teams out here, man. I mean, some of them, it's like, we got to be careful how you move, because those teams could ultimately be the one to destruct whoever they want, right?
Facts.
So it does take, you got to be smart about the way that we move, especially as we continue to climb. What would you say, because like I say, I know you've seen a lot of shit. What would you say is some of the craziest stuff that you've probably seen in the industry, or if you had something to change about the industry, what would that be?
I don't know.
That's a tough question.
I mean, the thing is there's so many dumb things that come with the space. Like for real, like you and I were just talking about, like promoters, you know what I'm saying, or venues, you know what I'm saying, or like collaboration or lack of connection between artistry, right? Or the fact that, like, here I am as an artist in this space in Denver, right? Not from here, from Virginia, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was recently on a podcast, shout out to Out of Funk and his stream. We was on there, we was talking about like what it means to be somewhere else doing a thing what it means to be somewhere doing a thing in a space that you're foreign in, right? And to know that like as an artist, like I show up with the same, or at least many of the same intentions that the artists show up in a space with. I want to come, I want to do my shit. I want to be appreciated for my shit. Coincidentally, you know, I'm clear thinking, I'm clear minded. Like I actually know my shit is dope. You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of people don't know that their shit isn't dope. You know what I'm saying? That's important, by the way.
It's good. It's the confidence. You know, I like the confidence in artists.
That's important.
I mean, you gotta take criticism. Artists gotta really be willing to take criticism.
But even in that, like, right, thinking about like just in mind, you know, we'll get back to just the, you know, the shitty spaces, you know, the things that I wish we could change, but just like going, you know, speaking to that, knowing that we in a time for real, like a lot of the artists who are putting out like music or content, whatever your medium of creativity might be, whether it's podcasting, you know, the performance, music, recording, painting, whatever. But, you know, speaking directly to just the rappers and the singers who be on stage, going in the booth or doing what they do, recording on their phone on BandLab, I think, like, that's one of the shitty things. It's like, so, like, what it is that you bring to the space as an artist. You know what I'm saying? Like, when do you get to a point where, like, you may come into the knowing that, damn, I might need to elevate this. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I'm bringing thus far might not be it, or yo, maybe I've been out here for like the last 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 years and I'm performing the same songs every single time I get on stage. You know what I'm saying? Like, when did we get to a point where like we stop caring about like in our artistry, like, yo, how you present yourself when you're in front of a crowd? You know what I'm saying? Like, simple things. You know what I'm saying?
Making the changes.
Like, right. And it can't just be like, oh, I make music. And even in your music making, like, you want fans to appreciate in what you are. So why aren't you saving your money and giving me the quality that I deserve for my ears? Why are you trying to get me to listen to this half-ass thing that you recorded on your phone in your living room on BandLab?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously. Like, in all seriousness, like, when do we get to a point where it's like you might take the talent serious, you might take your skill set serious, but like you treat the business aspect or the performance aspect of it as a hobby.
Yeah. Well, and that's, you know, it's very big that you said that too, because a lot of artists, you know, they already think like they're comfortable with where they're at right now. I'm not gonna, you know, throw out any names, but there are a lot of artists I've come across, especially here in Denver, that they think because they have the numbers, they think that because they're known that they're good.
You can pay for numbers anyway.
I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah. No shit. No shit. But you know what? Like I said, they get too complacent. They get too comfortable with who they are. Right. Now, this is the whole point of, you know, even me personally, right? Because I can sit here and say, oh, yeah, I'm good, and yeah, blah, blah, be great, blah, blah, blah. But nah, it's for one, it's about adapting to what it is that we're doing, and it's about continuously doing things at a high level, right? Think about the Kobe's, think about the MJ's, LeBron, think about the greatest people that we know, like sports, music, everything, right? They don't, like, think about Eminem. This motherfucker's like, what, 50 years old, and he's still doing things differently each and every time, you know, and
at a high level too. At a very high level conceptually.
Yes. Yep, very high level. And so the people that really chase after greatness, those are the ones that ultimately find the bag, right? The ones that chase the bag, you're not gonna find greatness in the bag, but you're gonna find the bag in the greatness, you know. No so chase after greatness, and all that as a collective is gonna come with it, you know. And that's why, again, obviously my brand is to be great, and I live by that. Who the fuck am I to be preaching this shit and to be even selling merch if I don't live by it first, right? And that's where, again, that's where it came from. So now, again, back to the artist. So if there's an artist, like if you're staying complacent, if you're staying where you're at, or you feel like, oh no, yeah, that song was a hit, I'm gonna try to make another hit. Why? Okay, so you're gonna either be a one-hit wonder, or you're gonna get left behind because you're not adapting to the times. You're just continuously trying to make the next hit. And guess what? So is 1,000 other motherfuckers out there trying to make the next hit, but nobody really thinks about putting in that work that it actually takes to get the next hit, because sometimes it's going to be the least expected tracks that are going to be the ones that blow up. You know,
indeed. You're absolutely correct. I mean, mind you, that just speaks back to like as a culture that puts so much into like smoking weed, right? To know that like one of the things that's like just abundant here is amount of weed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
But like what's very important amongst the people is like strain of weed. Right?
Yeah, yes.
And so even in that, like as much as quantity is available to you, quality still matters. You know what I'm saying? And let the holistic side of the culture of Denver like be proof of that. So why isn't it that we're not like making that applicable in all of the other spaces in which you might do a thing, specifically like music. You know what I'm saying? So like or how you conduct your business as a promoter, or how you bring artists into your space as a venue. You know what I'm saying? So
too many people are adding to the quantity and not the quality.
Bingo.
You know, and that's exactly, you know, a lot of people talk about how hard it is for Denver music to get up off the ground, man, and it's because the identity of it is so mixed up. It's just so, again, there's nothing that, you know, people talk about the Trev Riches of the world, and oh yeah, he came out of Denver, and then like the 303. I mean, some of these, but again, my biggest thing is, okay, well, which one of these rappers can go into any city and sell out? There has not been one artist that has come out of Denver that can sell out a tour. You know, that's still up for grabs, but no, everybody wants to do their hardest to put Denver on the map. They want to do their hardest to try and make the next hit, but okay, well, what about selling out these shows? What about going wherever you can and selling out these cities? You know,
that's a great point. You know, the reality is that I think for many of the artists here, I think one of the things that mind you, as a person not from here who's here now, right? It could very well be said, well, if you understand the importance of going to different places and spreading what you do, then why are you here too, right? And so I bear witness to the fact that like when it comes to like the music, like the rap wars are just real. Like that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like where everybody's fighting to like, yo, I want to be the top. I'm the best rapper. No, I got the best hooks. No, I make the best bounce when it comes to trap, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I'm connected to such and such, and I'm on blah, blah, blah show, and I'm on whatever festival. But it's like if we being honest, man, many of the thinking of the artists in this space, they only thinking about here. Like they're not thinking about like the reach to other places. You know what I'm saying? Like me and you were just talking about the fact that like our collective home team, myself, Face to Feet, all the people that come with Beats Bodega, Billy V, Bojack Carter, my brother Judas, Creed 23 is a bunch of us. My brother Stephen Bears, a bunch of us. Shout out to my man Eckham, Rock the Block, Dolomite Sounds. Like we're recognizing like, all right, man, this is a great place to do this thing at. You know what I'm saying? But like in all seriousness, because there's so many different people who want to do this thing here. Then on top of that, you have to fight through all of the different sounds that are here, because there ain't no sound here. Just like we talked about before, you know, it's crazy, Derek. We had a lot of great talking points in our last conversation. Let's try to pretend like those talking points haven't reshaped some of what this shit is right now. You know what I'm saying? They out here using my talking points and your talking points right now. But to know that the thinking is, oh, we got to take over Denver. But bro, this is one state in one country that also has 49 other states, right? And then to know that that's just one place on a globe that has 9 billion people on it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we fighting over one place. Now, of course, it could be said, well, you know, how do we know who's going to be the one that take it to where it's going to go until we find a person who can go up the ladder here? Very true. You know what I'm saying? But I think that like going back to like that list, you know, Mile High Minute put their list out right now. Mind you, I thought the list was funny personally.
It's a joke,
especially because I know, you know, some of the dope ones in the community who like I thought should be on that list, right? Not me.
You being one.
I wouldn't even say me, because in all seriousness, where I'm from, like I'm from Virginia. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Virginia, DC, Maryland area, the DMV. Like where I'm from, I have my own set of great rappers. You know what I'm saying? Like who are currently great now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, think about this, right? When we're talking about music, right? Now, this is where it gets kind of, I think this is where it gets tough, because it's like, depending on who you have in the conversation with, they're going to take it as a slight, and it's not. We're just being honest. Tag Team gave us a classic song with Whoop, There It Is. All right? 90s, you know, it wasn't my era of partying, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, but I remember the song, right? Yep. What I do know is that lyrically, these were not like lyrical top rappers. No. At all, bro. You know what I'm saying? These were party dudes.
And like 95% of them, including Tag Team, I'm like, who the fuck is this? You know, obviously, as soon as I seen the song, okay. And a lot of these, and actually that list, that was the list that the rappers from Colorado. So even though you and Jackson from Colorado,
right.
but anyways, but yeah, no, I feel it. Like a lot of these different, a lot of the people that were on there, bro. I'm like, I don't know who the fuck this is. I don't know who that is. I mean, like again, probably like 98%. I think it was like maybe one or two on there that I'm like, okay, I know who they are, but yeah, most of them. And, you know, it's like, okay, if I heard a song, maybe if you hear the song, okay, that's cool. But
I mean, I respect it. Like, I mean, to me, it's like I think with like, just like now, like you and I have had the conversation in different moments about like being outside, so to speak, like being in these spaces and know what's going on, right? Like being connected to like the actual culture of what's happening right now. I think many of the people who were on that list, their greatness, according to the list, came from their time in the scene. And I think that is a reflection of what the scene was at that, you know, in those different stages. It was still being grown, so to speak. Mm-hmm. To know that Trev Rich is on that list right now. As of right now, Trev Rich is still somebody in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like, he still matters in rap. Now, as far as like the last time, like he had a hit record here, or when the last time like he might have been something like pushing through the city in a certain way, like that's a different conversation. But as far as like what he's done here, I get it. Mm-hmm. There's a few rappers on that list who I would say like I can't say that they don't deserve to be on there or nothing like that. But if you're basing this list on like perspective and catalog and like lyrical ability and stuff like that, then like in all seriousness, like there's great rappers everywhere, right? Mm-hmm. Like I asked somebody the other day, I said, when you say real hip hop, I say, what do you mean? And then in what you mean, would the greats agree with you in the art that you've added to it? I was talking to another artist, right? Yeah. And I think that for real, I think sometimes we get more caught up in like the history of a thing is important, but it's like, is that what it is here more important than what the impact of what it actually had outside of here? Right. You know what I'm saying? And in mind you, like, so going back to Tag Team had I don't know how many streams or sales that Whoop There It Is had, but I know that that's an important song culturally, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. But at the same time, like, as a benchmark of like dope MCs, that's not a dope MC benchmark.
Exactly. Well, and I would say that list that they had isn't necessarily the lyrical ability. I mean, they did have, because it was a report card, right? But I don't believe in, and when people do say, because I'm one of those people that say, oh, that's not real hip hop, or here's what I've come to my consensus with, right? And I heard this from Jaron Bett, and he said, there's hip hop out there for everybody. He says, I don't hate on hip hop because guess what? It's for everybody. There is a different type of hip hop for everybody. That shit stuck with me. I'm like, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna change my perspective. I ain't gonna hate on it. Yes, I have my, my interests, the shit I don't listen to, and I don't like that. I think that's trash, whatever. But I'm like, okay, I get it. It clearly it's a thing for somebody out there, and so that's my biggest thing too. Is that I believe when we say real hip hop, we're referring to more of not just the storytelling, but for me personally, it's the lyrics, the lyricism, right? It's the lyricism that comes with throughout. You think about the 80s, the 90s, even some throughout the 2000s, but just that real lyrical ability, right? So when I know for me, like I said, I'm really speaking on my behalf. When I say real hip hop, I'm talking about the lyrical, like you, Jex, like the real lyrical motherfuckers out there.
Well, I only ask it because it's like when I think about like for instance, all right. So I'm from the East, all right. My father's actually a New Yorker. You know what I'm saying? So like I can say that I've been to the home of hip hop. I've never been to 1520 Cedric Avenue in the Bronx though. You know what I'm saying? The home of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? But I know it, right? When I think about like being somewhere, right, and having somebody who like I was somewhere one time and I'm talking about it was this white dude. He was dope, he could rap. But I thought about the fact that the whole time he was rapping, he kept telling everybody, I'm real hip hop. I'm real hip hop. And I kept saying to myself, like, well, you can rap, right? But the elements that make up what this is, outside of you being an MC, because mind you, the converse, and I'm framing it like that because it's like when we're saying what real hip hop is, right? The art of emceeing, DJing, breakdancing, graffiti, and then to know that within that space there's a shared knowledge. Knowledge is the fifth element in that. You go look up hip hop, you look up African Bambaataa, Grandmaster Flash, Kool Herc, all of them, and the people who were here in the beginning, like they'll tell you like this is what hip hop is, right? Hip hop is this, and the language itself, hip, is because of the being up to date of what's happening in the culture right now, and the hop is the bounce, right? All right, cool. Well, if that's the case, then a lot of motherfuckers ain't hip hop, bro. They just not.
That is the facts. That's
but
facts. Yeah.
I'm also aware of the fact that this thing always has to be elevating. You know what I'm saying? Like I was telling somebody the other day, like I was watching I could go through this thing forward and backwards, but I watched an interview one day with Leor Cohen, and Leor Cohen was explaining how here he is, like my white Jewish dude, very important in hip hop. He knows that like he didn't necessarily like come up in from where this comes from, but like I'm attached to what this is, and I'm deep enough in it to like help other artists grow in this. You know what I'm saying? This is how you get many of the artists that we have access to now in hip hop, right? Or in the early stages. He's saying how Diddy comes along with Bad Boy, and he was like, in his mind, Diddy ain't real hip hop. Because at the time, hip hop's camouflage. You gotta wear your fatigues. You got Timberlands on, big hoodies on. Hell yeah, everybody's still grimy, dirty. We smell like big weed smoke. You know what I'm saying? Smell like all that. But then you got Diddy showing up, and he done managed to take this big, wild looking dude, Biggie Smalls, and turn him into this pretty fly like Godfather-esque looking dude. And then you got Mace, and then you got Black Rob, and then he brings you the Locks, and then he brings you Little Kim, and they look like the cleaned up commercialized version of this thing that we love. Now the thing that he didn't lose sight of was, in terms of cleaning it up, I'm going to make sure that we don't lose like the lyrical aspect of this. This is why Bad Boy, no matter what Diddy's going through right now in real life, the Bad Boy catalog is classic. Right now, I only say that to say this and I'll bring it to a close. When you think about Leor Cohen saying, I'm in my play, I'm in New York and I'm watching this thing happen. And I'm saying to myself, this ain't right. They fucking with the culture. They're turning it into something like, because nobody liked the idea of like commercialized hip hop being
didn't feel
pretty.
Normal to see.
Yeah, like we ain't pretty, we ain't shiny. Like that's why the joke about the shiny suit era. And yet when you think about it, like from that is how it bloomed and expanded to what it is now. Like Diddy had to come in here and, even though he's on trial for what he on trial for, whatever his sexual preferences, whatever, man, whatever. But like musically, entertainment wise, he cleaned this thing up. You see what I'm saying? And so that's hip hop though. Like Biggie Smalls is hip hop. No question. The Little Kim squatting down on that poster is classic shit. You know what I'm saying? And so I say it because when we say what is real hip hop, to me, yes, it is lyricism. But it's also the ability to like, it's the ability to maintain the cultural aspects of this while still pushing it forward, right? So this is how you get to like like Kendrick Lamar is hip hop, no question.
Oh yeah.
Like we could say what we want about Drake.
He's still an asset to the hip hop community.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
But then when you look at somebody like I can't say Machine Gun Kelly is hip hop. And mind you, let's be clear, it has nothing to do with because he's white. It's because of the fact that when we're talking about the elements that make what this is, you're not that.
Yeah, he really only brings the lyricism. Everything else is not
right.
You know,
or take somebody like all right, I would take it a step further and say like who's an example I could use because I don't want to make. Now, mind you, Andre 3000 is hip hop, and yet he showed us a growth in this thing that has actually made him bigger than hip hop now. Like he's so deep into what this is. Like, yo, I love what this. In the future, hip hop will always be mad at Andre 3000 for not giving us a solo album. Of just a rap of him just rapping because it's one of the greatest things we would ever be able to experience, right? But he loves what this is, so his verses are so classic in this, that's why we want it. But to know that he's so hip hop that from his hip hop self he had to tell us like, I understand like the importance of being current in this and I don't know what to say. But I'm so hip hop and I'm so attached to what this is that I'm willing to just play my flute for y'all. But him even doing that is really the thing that makes him bigger than this now. Right. You see what I'm saying? Like, you're so real with us that like, yo, I love this so much. I don't even have the words for y'all, but I'm willing to do this.
Yeah, if he's so committed. He's so committed to.
You see what I'm saying? So like, that's what I mean. Like, it's the ability to like hold on to certain pieces of this while still going forward and not letting go of the things that make the foundation of what this is. You know what I'm saying? So when you get to fucking like Sexy Red, I can't say Sexy Red is hip hop. Yeah, you a rapper.
All the new school rappers, man.
Yeah, you a rapper. There's no doubt about it, you rap. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. You want to, we love this thing, rhyming words together. Everybody wants to rhyme words together, be on the microphone, be a star and shit, but Yeah.
Well, I think the biggest thing too is that especially this day and age, the beats have become more important than the actual art form of hip hop itself. I mean, you think about what we're listening to on the radio, think about what we hear, think about the younger generation. It's all about the beat now.
Yeah, we don't think anymore.
Yep, the stories don't even matter. The lyrics don't even matter as long as there's a dope ass beat, maybe a dope ass hook. A catchy hook. I'll say at that. Then that's what people tend to gravitate to. That's the new obsession. Is hey, as long as it has a dope ass beat, I'm on board. So it's really lost its touch as far as that. And again, that's what I see in it. That's how I feel, is that it really has lost its touch, which is why a lot of the like we were talking about, the real hip hop artists, why they're not as big or bigger than the regular hip hop artists that are. It's all popularity now. Who can make the best fucking beat? Who can at least make the catchiest hook on this dope ass beat? Lyrics like don't mean shit no more. And that's a fucked up thing. But like I said, I'm really not going to sit here and knock it because, again, there's hip-hop for everybody.
Facts.
Yes, it does suck because we all love the hip-hop we grew up on, and which definitely was not this. But, again, that just gives us more opportunity to grow, more opportunity, or I shouldn't even say me, but like you guys as artists, right? More opportunity to grow. That's going to give you guys more of a platform because – think about the 80s and 90s, right? We're listening to, everybody's telling a story, everybody's lyrical ability. Okay, that sounds so almost, I don't want to say generic because that's the wrong word, but almost it's just so, we're so familiar with it that it's like, okay, yeah, that's dope. Now when we think about like the Jordan Lucases of the world, right, where they're fucking lyrical as fuck, even... I mean, Logic, I still give Logic his dues. He's still lyrical. But, I mean, the new up-and-coming, like, the real lyrical, the new school lyrical artists like that, right?
It's a lot of dope ones for sure.
Yeah, so those are the ones that really do stand out, especially for the ones that, like, hey, we don't listen to this new generation shit. We love this type of hip-hop, So that's, again, that I feel like there is more of a platform that can be paved, especially for artists like you and Jex, right? So there's a more of a road that could be paved that way now, so that way it can kind of reform back to, hey, okay, look at this artist, right? So it's all the dope ass hip hop artists essentially kind of come together, right? As people start releasing different things, But again, it's going to take the right audience. It's going to take the right ears. It's going to take that right, like, for people to really be in tune with it. There's another thing too, and this might be might be criticized for this. How is it that we're in the biggest time of mental health, but yet we dismiss the actual artists that talk about the stuff that can help us get through mental health?
Because we're yo, bro. So mind you, it's so crazy. So it's wild to think that, like, you don't want to listen to the person that could teach you something, could guide you somewhere, right? But you'll listen to the person telling you, like, I just drank a pint today. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you a opioid fiend, so you a junkie, but we should listen to you, right?
Yeah.
Like, I should listen to you guide my life.
Right.
But, the idea that, like, I can make music that, like, has consciousness is in it, even though I have a real background, I'm a real street dude, right? And it's like, we don't want anybody who thinks that they're smart that could bring us something. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, to know that, I think that is specifically connected to the fact that, like, our music is no longer accepted as being, like, within the entertaining space. At one point, it was cool to be informationally aware. Like, it was cool to be culturally aware. It was cool to tell what was happening in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, all right, I sell drugs, whatever. He sell drugs over there. Yo, he main man shot such and such over there. Yeah, shorty is a hoe, whatever. But at the same time, our neighborhoods are dilapidated. Yo, we still trying to get business up. Yo, we want to do these things for the babies. Yo, my man was an up-and-coming basketball star. He got killed at the basketball court that he played at his whole life right before he got drafted. Like, the stories are supposed to be the stories, right? But somewhere in the process of that, like, it now, of course, I could explain it in my own, what I believe is true about it and how it got like this, but at some point, it's like as the audience changed and the next generations were coming up, it was like, we don't give a fuck about, like, what you know. We give a fuck about what you feel. Yeah. Now, my personal opinion, if I had to speak to what that is, it's because drug culture took over the music. So, like, you no longer cared about, like, what was being said to you. You just cared about how the music felt. Mind you, if that's not true, then when you get to, like, the screwed up era of music, most of the people would tell you that they screwed up music. As dope as it is, mind you, I ain't never drank a cup of lean in my life. You know what I'm saying? But to know that, like, I like the sound of it. I understand why you did it. Right. You slowed it down for the people who were moving slow off this shit. I get it. And so it's like, oh, shit, this is fire. But if you're making music for people who are doing this, then and we like it, then naturally the next step is, well, what else do they like when it comes to, like, drug culture music and shit? Like, that's just real, bro. Like, so to know that, like, now, because you do substances because you're looking for a feeling. So then to know that you'll dismiss what an artist is saying in the music for the feeling of the music. You know what I'm saying? This is how you could get... Yo, man, like, I seen some dude on a video the other day that's circulating right now, and it's viral. That's why it's sad. It's a video right now. Dude is just making sounds. And but that's the premise of the video. It's like, yo, dude is so dope. He's just making sounds. So this is what it is now. So just making noises, like, not even making coherent thoughts that make a thought that, like, makes sense is the shit.
Just noises now,
That shit was crazy. I was like, yo, I can't believe this is viral. And the fact that this is viral should be a testament of like they worried about TikTok here. Like, what do other countries think about us? Yeah. Like, what do they think about, like, how we think and how we move? Like, if this is the shit that we make popular.
Yeah. Well, see, I made this point too, is that a lot of the new generation, right? Okay, so again, you go through mental health. They wonder why they're going through mental health. Well, for one, you're not even listening to the correct music that could get you through the mental health. You're listening to the music that you feel can get you closest to the celebrity or the artist that you want to get close to.
Indeed.
Now this is, obviously now with us being on this side of the field, it's like, okay, it's no longer like, okay, yeah, I think about our favorite people in the world, right? They're our mentors and all that, because that's the closest we feel to something. like you said, okay, they want the feeling of the music. I agree with that. They want the feeling of the music, but it's also their favorite artist. They feel that much closer to the artist because, that artist is talking to me, or that's but it's like, and that's the thing is you have to be willing to work through, again, with the mental health, right? You got to be willing to work through, okay, what am I feeding my mind, first of all? How can I help flourish instead of just lapsing, right? And going through that type of you listen to that type of music, okay, again, depression, all that, okay, yeah, if you fall into depression, we do all that shit, but okay, what is it that is driving us to do that, to be that way? Because I can tell you one thing, these new school artists, they don't give a damn. They don't give a fuck. They don't. They're out for themselves. They're out to, they're out to make a hit. They want the people to connect as much as they can, because as soon as they connect, there's the popularity, right? There's the, until you get out in the field, until you actually witness and experience, people are all about doing this, this, and this. Oh, but when you actually get around that shit, or you actually get a taste of it,
yeah.
On second thought,
yeah. I mean, how do you expect like the mental health to be at a better place when everybody's clouded, when everybody's brains is hazy, when everybody's brain is under the influence of some bullshit? And mine, you do you. You know what I'm saying? And mine, I would never pretend like I ain't done me before. Like, we've all done, us in our own right. But in all seriousness, like, if you're listening to music that tells you to be like this every day,
exactly, yep.
Every day, and then to know that, like, demon time is like the thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then for real, most motherfuckers ain't never really been in real, like, demon activity for real, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I think that shit is a joke, you know what I'm saying? But even in that, like, to know that a demon is a corrupted entity, that represents, like, an evil, dark nature and how it moves, thinks, and presents itself in the world. That doesn't sound like good mental health at all.
Fuck no.
Not at all. So the idea that, like, I'm supposed to take in, like, this emotional ass music that you want me to feel from you, that is coming from a place that isn't even, like, coherent thought that makes sense.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't guide me to anything greater. Like, you'll tell me that you getting money, but you're not explaining to me, like, what you did and how you got to it. For real, most of the people who have even managed to connect in that way, and pull a stream of income out of it in a certain way, have already submitted to a certain type of living and way of thinking anyway. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So for real, you not like me. You know what I'm saying? No. In real life, like, knowing that I'm not willing to submit to a certain type of thinking, a certain type of living, just to appease, like, a group of people that would want to dump a bag on me for what could be considered to be my integrity. You know what I'm saying? And the great things that come with me. Nah, but a lot of people have already, and they're willing to do it, even though some of them ain't even got nowhere near there yet. But they're just on the internet every day showing you, like, hey y'all, look, I'm willing to do as much fuck shit as possible to get these people to pay attention to me, and I'm willing to make the shittiest music too.
Yeah.
So, like, it's like the idea of, I think, and in mind you, and to know that, like, what I work in the community, right? To know that, like, in real life, Colorado has the most nonprofits in the United States of America out of all 50 states.
That's great.
The most this is a fact. Anybody looking this up, you could chat GBT this. This is a fact. All right. To know that many of the nonprofits and the money that they get from our government, knowing that this administration right now is fucking with a lot of this shit that's happening in these states, right?
Oh yeah.
They get their money. The number one source of income in that space is mental health, bro. That's the number one thing that they fund money for. Mental health. So to know if that's your number one resource that you're giving the community in this state, and yet the mental health for real ain't that great amongst many of the people. And mind you, I'm speaking of this as from the aspect of, like, the artistry and the spaces that I be in. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that I show up clear-headed and knowing that I work a job that's not, like, I'm not flipping burgers in nobody's place.
Right.
Like, I can honestly say that, like, yo, there's very few people in this community that help more people than I have, and that is a major fact. And there's people that will co-sign it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
To know that I took mental health first aid, and I took mental health first aid for the youth as well. if you even know what that is, not you per se, but anybody who's out there, you know what I'm saying, to know that like that's a certification that like I have, you know, so like and in mind, you know, many, as you know, Derek, many of these motherfuckers gonna be like, man, fuck Rian. Rian ain't talking about shit. He think he the best rapper. He think he this. He think he that. But like,
people can take it how they want.
Yeah, but mind you, separate from music though, like. Mind you and I know that like, yo, half the conversations that we be in, like when we're talking about music, it's not me like, hey Derek, listen to my new shit. It's nah, bro, you see this bullshit?
Like, yeah, I
mean, yo, as a matter of fact, me and you was just over here and such and such and such. Yeah, bro, I know. So like we're thinking minds who are directly connected to the shit that is happening. So any opinion that we might want to put out in the atmosphere is coming from the fact that like we're directly connected to it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I can say it.
And it's the experience, you know. That's one thing too. Is of course for anybody that's like, oh, they talk about whatever. Okay, well, first of all, the people that really know me know that if I don't have any business talking about something, I ain't gonna fucking talk
that's
about
dead.
it.
You know, I mean,
there's a reason why our conversations are so prolific, right?
Indeed.
Because again, like you said, we're directly connected to all of this shit that we're talking about. There's a connection point to it, right?
Indeed.
Again, I've only been professionally doing this shit for a fucking year, bro. You know, we've met people doing this shit for 20 years, 30 years, 50 years. 1 fucking year I've been doing this, and the amount of shit I've already seen. And this goes to show that, look, I'm an advocate of the people. I do right by the people. My biggest thing, obviously, I have 2 daughters of my own. How can we generally not just lead the youth, but just people in general, bro? Like, I know damn well, I wish that what we got, I damn well wish that I would have met somebody like that 10 years ago. Bro, you were where? You know who? You did. Please put me on type shit. Like that. That's why I give it back. That's why I do the things that I do. That's why I'm like, yo, who can come with us and be a part of this? Because, again, like I said, there's winning out there. There's money out there. There's, like, bro, 9 billion people in the fucking world. We all know the finest places out there that we can fucking go to vacation. Think about all the entertainment shit, the BET Awards, MTV Awards. Bro, there's so much shit to fucking do. There's so much shit to do. Why would I want to go by myself?
Indeed. And not only go by yourself, but not think far enough ahead to say that, like, that's what I'm aiming at. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, just going back to, you know, earlier in this conversation, like, that becomes one of the things that I think is just shitty in the space here. It's like everybody's focused on, like, just here. And it's more than here. Like, I think that's where, like, if in mine, I don't even necessarily subscribe to, like, the crab in the bucket barrel, because, you know, in real life, it's, you know, why the fuck are the crabs in the barrel anyway? Like, they shouldn't even be in there. So I get why they're doing this and doing this. Yeah. But it's the symbolism being, yo, I'm trying to make it up, and as soon as I'm going up the ladder, you like, nah, fuck that, bring your ass back down here. And it's like, well, you do know that, like, all right. So if you see this ladder I'm climbing, right? Like, coincidentally, I kind of found this one and stumbled on it. Like, this didn't, like, it wasn't passed on to me. It wasn't in a place that, like, I had access to, like, just, hey, oh, this the ladder we all climbing? Oh shit, hell no. No, that's not what happened. Like, I had to go and find one and make my way to the next level of the floor. And coincidentally, there's probably a ladder over there for you too. You're just not looking. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But here we are, you know, all arguing, arguing over the symbolic ladder. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? As if there's just one. Right. You know? So that's what makes it lame, bro.
Yeah. Well, and it is a lot of, like I said, a lot of different shit, because, see, in my eyes, it takes just one person, right? I mean, and I'm gonna say this. I'll say this for an example, right? So Monique Dotson, shout out to Monique. She's a UFC fighter, right? So I met her through one of my friends of 15 years. Shout out to Yuri, and just pretty much put in a heartfelt message to her about me, you know. And so not only does this go to show again who I am as a person, but when me and Tab had this meeting with Monique. You know, okay, what are you looking for? She's looking for sponsorships. Now, I could tell you firsthand, getting a sponsorship is not the easiest thing to fucking do, because you really got to have, first of all, you really got to have documentation of what you're even doing. Second of all, you got to have the purpose. Why are people putting money? See, and here's where my thinking is different than a lot of these people that we're trying to get sponsors from. Because in my eyes, I'm like, oh, $500 sponsor? Okay, guess what? If I lose out on 500, if I lose out on 5 bills, I lose out on 5 bills. It's 500. It's not like it's $5,000. It's not $10,000. It's 500. Guess what? In this industry, oh, trust me, we're gonna lose out on a whole lot more. There's people that go spend $500 on a bottle every week. So $500 as an investment, that ain't shit. To me, that's not shit.
Fact.
For you, that may not be shit. For everybody else, that may not be shit. So my point being in all of this, right? So I finally did the very thing that I know that I look for. Well, who is willing to believe in me to sponsor? So what I did to her, she laid out the sponsorship. I said, oh, that's it? Shit, count me in. I'm on board. That alone, and now look, now we're getting ready to fly out to fucking Houston. Now there's much more that comes out of it just because I said, you know what, fuck it, it's $500. You know, you want a sponsorship from me, and I could probably tell you, she probably ain't just looking for any sponsorship. She made her pro debut back in June, so she's at the very beginning. She's just going at nobody, right? So again, my biggest thing, okay, you know what, I'm gonna put the money into her. I'm gonna sponsor her because I know how hard it is to get a sponsor. A lot of people probably oh yeah, I don't know, or oh no, 5 bills. I was like, fuck it, I'll do it. You know, and so again, those are the types of opportunities that it's gonna manifest, it's gonna grow. Facts. You know, I mean, it's like a tree. You know, you do one thing, it's going to grow like a branch, right? So everything looks pretty from the top, but a tree grows simultaneously, ground down, ground up. You know, gravitropic, phototropic. So everything, people don't see how dark it is under, how damp it is, all the root system and all that. They only see the fruit system. They only see what's growing from the ground up. But man, if they really knew what goes on underground, ooh.
Indeed.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that was a great example, Derek. And mind you, I can't stress it enough. Like, as people who are outside currently involved, like finding people who believe in what you do and that are willing to invest in that, or you finding people that you believe in that you're willing to invest in, also separate from yourself. As you know, like take what we have, home team. You know what I'm saying? Like there's many things that this thing could be said to be. Right, but one of the primary things that it is that we're a group of people who are invested in the future. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that investment has come in many different ways. You know what I'm saying? Whether financially, what all of us have to offer and bring to the table, whether it's us investing our time, whether it's us investing our creativity, whether it's us investing in the road trip that takes us to the next state to go to wherever we're doing. And then knowing that we've been in rooms recently, having people tell us, like, for real, Derek, like, with the level of hate or shade that could, like, come with this, like, in real life, like, there's a lot of people that love the idea of what home team is. Like, I don't get on the internet and talk about that shit all day. Like, all of the people that DM me, that DM face, that hit all of us, that are emailing me. You know what I'm saying? Yo. As a matter of fact, I'm not even gonna say that because I don't want nobody to hate on that. I was about to say something that, like, was just highly influential, but I've had people, man, like, for real, like contact us to be like, yo, man, this thing that y'all do, man, ain't regular. And I'm be honest with you, I don't even understand it. It's like, I know y'all like rap and you do this, but it's like, it looks like more than that. You know what I'm saying? And if you help us understand like what it is, like, because we want to invest in this thing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? In mind, this thing is putting us in a few places. So, like, for real, like, it is about being able to see like the larger picture. I get it. For many people, the larger picture is, I'm a star. No doubt.
We all are, aren't we?
Are we? No doubt about it. But let's be clear. You know what I'm saying? Like, Elon Musk had to find somebody to help that rocket ship get up there. Like, even though he come from money, he still needed like more sponsorship. Yep. Like, he was a star that was aiming at the stars, and even the star needed somebody to help him get to the stars. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, that's just real. So I think that just speaks to like what is the overall goal? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think for many just bringing it full circle with the artist. The sponsor is the label that signs you. But what if you never make it to the label? But what if you're dope enough that you have people who appreciate what you got, that they're willing to bring you in their spaces and pay you. They're willing to stand behind you and help you get to the next space that might be willing to bring you in there. They're willing to help you get brand marketing. You know what I'm saying? Help you become a brand ambassador for something. Help you make the collaborative connections between other artists. All of the things that you still need to do, whether or not you ever get signed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's a bunch of people out in the world who ain't never seen major label success, ain't never seen a hit on the radio, ain't never went viral, and yet they are highly successful in what this is, depending on what your definition of success is.
Right. And and there's somebody that I actually want to bring onto this podcast to talk about that, and also have you meet. His name is Styles. So he has this fucking insane story about a record label. I'm gonna let him tell it. That's all I'm gonna say. But this shit, I'm starting to get the fucking goosebumps. But this shit is like I told him, I go, bro, you need to come tell this fucking story, But going back to the home team, what you guys are doing, man. I love what you guys are doing. Me and Vanessa talk about.
Appreciate you.
You guys definitely have the dope. That show that was at the. What was that? What's that place? It's kind of an elegant place. It was a bar. Bar Red.
Yeah, shout out to Bar Red.
Still the dopest show that I've seen.
Thank you, man.
Put together, bro.
Thank you,
like real shit. We talk about that. Like, that's still the best show we fucking been to. The vibe alone was fucking relaxed. Felt good. There was a lot of fucking people there. You have all of you guys were fucking dope.
Thank you, man.
So that's still to this day the best show that has been very well put together overall. Start to finish. So
the thing is they'll hate you for that though, Derek. They'll hate you for it,
of course,
because the idea is like that's not what we are.
Yeah.
And yet, and in mind you, let's be clear, man. Like, as a person who's outside these music spaces, I'm connected to a bunch of dope artists. So like my thought and my opinion on this is based on the fact that like sometimes, man, like it is kind of lame that like you have to deal with the negativity more than the positive aspects of this. You know what I'm saying? Because people will put that in your face before they'll put the positive aspects in there. Yeah. Like, they want you to know that, like, I don't like you. They want you to know I don't think you're better. They want you to know that, you ain't as far in this as I am. Like, all right, cool. All right, I get it, yo. I get it. Well, there's a bunch of things I could say that in regards to me that aren't you. So I think that what we did there that night, like to know that every time you turn around, right? Like, if there's a few artists in the space who like they do some stuff, and shout out to whoever they are, right? But there's a lot of them who aren't like out here putting real work in. You really not going to these places making these connections. You really not going out here making sure that you staying up to date with music. You really not going out here getting on these stages, getting these reps in, making sure that you sharp with what you do. You really not taking the money that you make in your regular life and investing in areas that might make you look better, whether it be just studio quality, studio grade level recording, a better wardrobe, whatever the case it might be. You know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of different shit that we can name. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I say it just to say that, like, we put real thought and effort into that. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't have a lot of time to get it done. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was really dope. And I'm about to give people a golden key here of what I do with this shit, right? Because this goes back to it reminded me, because my favorite thing is the network, right? Some people don't like the network. And this is again, I'm about to let everybody know who's actually watching this. So the reason why I'm so confident in networking, obviously, fucking love to talk. I love to talk to people. That's first and foremost. Indeed. Second thing is I actually have documentation to back up what I'm saying. So what I don't do, we did this and we went here and this. I don't do that shit. My thing, I see what you're doing. I think you're dope. Yeah, bro, let me follow you on Instagram. Go follow me back, because what's gonna happen, because they're gonna see everything that's there.
Indeed.
And right then and there, because I know I do the same shit. When I see somebody, I'm like, oh, fuck. I was like, damn, this motherfucker really, he really is doing all this shit, right? So again, this is where I've kind of really built myself to be in this position. Again, documentation is everything. It is everything. Instagram, Facebook, two separate things, right? Facebook, all my announcements. Instagram, completely different. You know, all the work, all the documentation. And so that's the biggest thing that I will tell people is that if you're really looking to get into these types of rooms, these types of spaces, really evaluate, like, get your shit ready for when people look. Like, what are they gonna see, right? And I've talked to a few people about their social media, you know, and I'm like, okay, first of all, the social media itself, it could be chaotic. You know, if people don't use it for the right reasons, that's the biggest thing is really dictating. Okay, this is gonna be for all this. This is gonna be for all this, right? And I've kind of found my. You know, kind of found my niche with all that. So, like I said, I encourage everybody, again, if you don't like the network, at least get your social media right. Because as soon as somebody sees that, boom. You know, and I'll even go as far as saying this, Stevie Stone. If my social media wasn't the way it was, he wouldn't have he accepted my collaboration on that backpack thing. If it was all shit, there's no way he would have accepted that. He probably seen how cleaned up, how nice. Okay, I see. Okay. You know, so I mean, there's those certain things. Indeed. You know that people really got to clean. It does. It makes it matters. Like I say, it's helped me, and it's helped me tremendously. My Instagram has never failed me. But yeah, that's my biggest thing on that. So
yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly. Like, people want to be able to bear witness to what's happening. Like, I need to be able to see it in real time. You know, that's the beautiful thing, you know, the beautiful medium about social media. So, yeah, I agree with you, Derek. Being able to give people the look that they're being able to connect them to the presentation you say you're bringing.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Because there's been a lot of people, and I know you could co-sign. There's a lot of people. Yeah, I have these connections. I know so and so, and blah blah blah. I know this person, blah blah blah. Trust me, I've come across those people. I'm like, okay, that's cool. And of course, you know, when I first got into the field, I'm like, oh damn, did you hear that? They know, you know. But now it's, you know, really obviously, you know, you fast forward a year later, I'm like, I gotta see this shit.
Indeed.
Like, you're not gonna convince me otherwise unless I see it.
Yeah.
You know, because again, now it's up to 5% of the world to provide 95%, the other 95% the documentation. You know, and so that's exactly why I'm like, okay, everything I do. I mean, some of those tedious things, like, you know, I see a lot of people, oh, kids going back to school and blah blah blah. You know, I just posted on my stories. I'm like, that's not as big of a deal to me as it would be to other people. Yeah, you know, okay, cool, I'll throw it on my story. So the things that are like the least amount of a big deal or even tedious, I just throw that shit on my stories. You know, you're still gonna attract the right people. People, you know, they see some, oh shit, what the fuck? You know, I mean, that's just the way I do it, man. That's the way I operate, you know, because
I understand.
You get all kinds of people.
I understand it.
But yeah, before we wrap this up, man, anything else that you'd like to tell the people or anything else?
Yeah, man. Beast Bodega every Thursday night, 7:15 club. Historic 5 Points area, Welton. If you know about it, come through. Hosted by Face Defeat. I'll also be there as well with the collective home team. For those who don't know, it's going to be a great thing. The High Points Festival is coming up September 13th. Home team will be there as well. There'll be a Beast Bodega showcase going on. Make sure you come through, get your tickets. A lot of great bands will be performing that day. I believe it'll be 7 venues, a number of different performers all throughout the whole space. It'll be cut off, you know, just like any other festival in its town, man. So come through, enjoy. Make sure you tap in with your brother Rian or Deuce on all platforms, wherever you listen to music, man. If you listen to Spotify, if you listen to YouTube, if you listen to Apple Music, if you listen to Pandora, whatever, man. Tap into what I got. I promise what I got is dope. You'll appreciate it. You'll probably be smarter by the time you finish listening to it. You'll learn some things. Make sure you come to Come Be Dope every third Saturday, which is at Hooked on Cold Facts. It's another open mic platform that we got. Very intimate setting, very dope. We always keep great DJs on deck. Come through, sign up, do your performance thing. It's all of these moments are free. Because, you know, as you know, we have other things that we want you to come to in the town, man, and, you know, hopefully you'll want to invest in those things, you know, as the future goes on. But please tap into your brother Brian and Deuce. Make sure you tap into Face Defeat. Make sure you tap into Home Team 2025. Shout out to my little bro Jex. Make sure you tap into official Jex. Shout out to Bojack Carter, Judazelle, Cree 23, Billy V, and everybody. This is just attached to this thing, man. And I appreciate you, Derek, as always. Shout out to the whole Be Great squad, you know, and all the great things you guys do in the community. You know, I appreciate y'all, man.
Appreciate you, Ryan. Yeah, you guys go tap it with him. A lot of amazing events, a lot of amazing things in the community. Yeah, I appreciate you coming on again. Hey,
Yes,
it's always
sir,
great
brother.
conversation. We
Yes,
definitely
sir,
gonna make
brother.
it. Make
Yes,
part
sir.
3. We're gonna bring part 3 to you guys soon. So
Facts.
I love y'all. Y'all still be blessed. And guess what? We're almost at the end of the season 2, season 3. I'm gonna make that announcement soon. So stay tuned for it.
Consistency,
week.
y'all.
Yep.